What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Millionaire in the Making podcast. My name is Gage.
Justin.
And today we're doing something a little bit different. We've actually been sitting around today just thinking about reminiscing on what we've done over the past... How long has it been since we started this?
Man, our first podcast was officially launched in January.
That was the first one. We started the whole ordeal before I left for London. So that was probably end of November. So let's call it 3 months now.
About 3-4 months.
3-4 months. But yeah, we started working on it before then. That's crazy. So... Gosh, guys, just to preface, we're just going to have a conversation about what's going on. Because we were talking earlier, like we need to get on the podcast and talk about this because somebody can pull value from this, figure out what we're doing and utilize it to boost their own personal brand or whatever it may be. Or maybe people are just curious about how we posted. How many videos did we say we posted?
Dude, it's absolutely stupid. In the past 2 months, we've posted 400 videos to YouTube.
That's absolutely
Plus, insane. And by the time that this video actually drops, it's probably going to be like 450, 500.
This is crazy.
We're getting 30 to 45 videos a week right now.
It's absolutely
crazy. What we're cranking out. We are working, guys. We are working very hard.
And the crazy thing is like we genuinely have not been found by the YouTube algorithm yet. Like it's full brute force building our following, I guess, if that's what you want to call it. But we haven't actually had a video really pop off yet.
We've caught a little bit of traction, but we haven't. YouTube still hasn't opened the floodgates. It usually takes YouTube like 1 to 2 years to really start pushing people.
Yeah. Well, most people don't post 400 videos in a 2-month span, so that's a little abnormal, I guess you could say.
You know, when you told me we were going to be doing a podcast, did you expect this?
I didn't, but I was actually very surprised because I came from a social media background and I knew that it takes time. Like, yeah, most people think, okay, I can post this video and blow up, but it's not how it works. So I was actually very surprised that you had a long-term mindset. I was like, I'm going to come in here. I don't know how long he's going to last because we're not going to blow up month 1, month 2. I knew that. I didn't know if you knew that, but then you're like, yeah, we're going to blow up because I'm going to make us blow up. We're going to do the X amount of videos. I was like, fuck. I mean, sorry to cuss, but you get what I'm saying? I was like, damn, he actually understands that it's going to take a long time and he's going to make sure it takes as short amount of time as possible. It was just eye-opening to see because I was actually coming in, I wouldn't say scared, but hesitant.
Yeah.
I just didn't know what you thought about the social media world because you don't know about it until you're in it. Now you're in it. So what do you think?
So, I mean, I've been in and out of social media on the back end, Facebook ads, Snapchat. God, if you follow my Snapchat, you should be multi-millionaires by now. God, shout out to everybody in my Snapchat. You guys have been getting all my game for like 10 years. But I knew that it was going to be a long-term process. I knew that we weren't just going to blow up overnight unless we got lucky. And I do not like basing my life off of luck. So in my head, I just said, okay, how do we reach as many people as possible? We post videos. Okay, how many do we got to post per day? The old formula used to be 1 YouTube video a week. Okay, what if we did 1 a day? Just like you've been doing on TikTok. 1 a day for a year and you got 225,000, 250,000 followers. All right, what if we post 3 videos a day? We got to 3 videos a day. I was like, okay, how do we get to 5, 6, 7 videos a day? And I just started creating processes to make that happen.
Yeah, it's absolutely crazy to think about what we've done. Like I genuinely sometimes don't even know what day it is, what we have to post. It's just like, it just happens. Like, I feel like we're in such a flow and rhythm right now. It's just inevitable that it's just going to keep elevating. And we're taking a lot of steps forward, but it also at the same time doesn't even feel like we're moving. We're in such a weird state right now. I just don't understand it. I've never felt this in my life. It's weird to think that 25 videos go up today and we don't even do it.
Dude, you only feel the acceleration. You don't feel the speed. Like when you're in a car going 55, 75 miles an hour, you know, you don't feel it. But from 0 to 55, you feel it. And the first month or two, we felt it. We definitely felt it. Now we're just used to going 100 miles an hour.
Hopefully we look a little better. I think we've gotten some sleep the past week, but like the first probably month or 2 podcast, we probably had like rings around our eye. Like it was a grind. I don't think we should sit here and sugarcoat it and act like it's all like sweet, fine, and dandy because it's actually... That's why we're creating an agency to help people out because it is a grind and we've came up with the systems and processes. Thank God Justin instilled that in this ecosystem, if that's what you want to call it, to make the systems and processes. So we did create an agency. I don't know if we want to touch on that. You cool touching on that?
Let's touch on that for a second.
Yeah. So we created an agency to help out people just like us who want to grow on social media, grow their personal brand, business brand, whatever it may be, to help you guys shotgun content just like we've been doing. And like I said, we were up all night trying to figure it out for the past month, 2 months, and we finally figured it out, which is great. Thank God. Woohoo. But you don't want to do that. Maybe you want to do
sucks.
that. He's right. It sucks. But the average person, if you're juggling a business and you want to juggle, it's just probably not going to happen. Like, thankfully, I don't know, the world's just met at the perfect time, but like you built your life to where you had time, and this was like the perfect project for you. I just so happened to have time. But if we didn't have time and we were juggling a, 45, 50-hour week job and business, and it just wouldn't work.
Not possible the way that we did it. I mean, when I first met you, what was that, about a year ago almost, probably? I hopped on your podcast, and then we reconnected around October, November. That was around the time where I was telling my entire friend group we were about to go on a 6-month run. And what a 6-month run is, I don't know if anybody else has done this before. It's just something I came up with. It's 6 months where you dedicate to bettering your future, which means it doesn't matter if you're working 18 hours a day, you are giving it 100%. If your limit is 12 hours a day, you're going 100%. If your limit is 20 hours a day, you are giving it 100%. Everything that you do is 100%, 100 miles an hour for 6 months. But you can crank out more work in 6 months than most people do in a decade. Look at what we've done in the past,
4 or 5 months.
5 months.
I mean, we're rounding it out. We're on that last leg.
We have created an environment that can feed us for the rest of our lives off of what we've done just in less than 6 months. We got another month to go, and I'm really going to start cranking it out. But that's how I built almost everything in my life. I just kept going on like 6-month runs over and over again without even realizing it. Sometimes those 6-month runs would go back to back. Wouldn't recommend that. But, you see you were grinding beforehand. Now you're getting organized and grinding, and now you've got resources behind you, and you have a team helping you.
Yeah, it's a whole different feeling because I would blindly grind, if that's what you want to call it. Like, I was just moving fast in one direction because I knew that's what I needed to do, but I had no idea that this needed to be sprinkled in there. This needed to be mixed in. Like, I didn't know all the other stuff. And that's honestly the valuable part of having a team. Like, I started the podcast. I started Millionaire to Make a podcast on my own a year ago when I had you on. It failed because I didn't know what the hell to do. And thankfully, you're just like, yo, we got this. Let's run it. And because we were together, I guess it is easier to do a business with somebody else because, like, when I'm slacking, I look at you and I'm like, shit, I got to pick my shit up. And probably vice versa. Because I don't really know how to explain how this would have worked if it was just me. Like, I don't think it would have.
It might have taken you another 3, 4 years, 5 years.
Yeah.
I mean, my goal when I first met you, I was like, okay, I found somebody who can match my psychotic work drive and isn't a problem, which is, God, it's been 10 years. I've only met a couple of people that just haven't been problems. It might have taken you another 5, 10 years to become a millionaire, but I was like, okay, what if I just set up the bumper rails like in bowling? I think I can get them there in 3. And at the rate we're going, I might be able to crank that back a little bit.
Let's hope so. But I mean, this just popped in my head. I genuinely think the reason we're able to do this at such the level that we are is because it's not about us. Yeah. Like, I could give 2 shits if I'm viral and famous. I could give 2 shits, man. I want to help out me, the younger me. I mean, I know that's your story too. Like, it's crazy to think that this is all going to pay off and we're going to help hopefully millions of people one day.
Yeah. So, I mean, my goal is, if I stood still right now and didn't keep moving forward, I think you could lap me in 3 years. Now, you're not going to because I'm never going to stop. So good luck keeping up.
Challenge accepted.
But the goal would be, somebody did the same thing to me when I was 18. Not exactly as hands-on, but somebody offered me something very similar to this. And I dropped the ball. Not gonna lie. Just dropped the ball. It just didn't work for me. And I let the guy down. But with you, in 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, you'll be able to do this to somebody else. And then they'll be able to do this to somebody else. And throughout the process, me and you are going to be able to help hundreds of thousands. I mean, right now we're pushing 1 million+ views a month just on my channel, and you're getting 3+ million a month. I mean, our YouTube just hit 350,000 this month, which is crazy for a 2-month-old YouTube channel.
Yeah, it's crazy to think about, and it's crazy to think like, put 1 million people. You can't even fit that in an NFL stadium. Like, that's 1 million people.
Yeah.
Plus, you probably can't even put that into perspective in your brain. 1 million people. You got to fill up an NFL stadium. What, they fill out like 40,000. You got to fill that thing up like 20 times. That is crazy.
And that's just from my social. I had no social media presence. I got my Facebook and Instagram banned about 7 months ago, and I didn't create another one until it was October, November. And I started TikTok from scratch, my YouTube from scratch. I had nothing. Now sitting at almost 20,000 followers on TikTok. Our YouTube now went from we had like 50 subscribers. Now we're at almost 1,400. I mean, our numbers the results are showing, but people don't see the back end.
Yeah,
and we're doing a better job at highlighting it now.
100%. I think that's something that is going to be very critical. Like that's personally what I'm passionate about. That's what my brand is based on. It's like the back end, because I genuinely believe that there's all these people spewing bullshit online. Like, hey, you can do this, this, and this. But in order to get this, this, and this, you got to do this. And they don't show this, which is the back end, the late nights, the grind. That's just not glamorous. It doesn't look good on social media. But that's why we're sitting down making this episode, because like, guys, if you want to pump out 500 videos in 2 months, you're going to hate your life. Like, I don't hate my life because I know that it's for a bigger purpose. Like, I know that I'm going to do this. It's going to pay off in this way, and it's going to pay off to millions of people one day, hopefully. Not hopefully, it's going to happen. But that's why we created the agency, to help people out in that regard. Because, yeah, we can help millions of people through this vehicle, which is Million in the Making, financial literacy, whatever it may be. But we can also help out business owners who need to build a personal brand, who need to market their business and market their face and get it out there to the world. There's just so many facets so many roads we're walking down at the moment. It's crazy to think about. And I still don't even know what day it is.
You know, first off, it's Friday at like 9:30 at night. Okay, and we're psychopaths. Don't follow us. But, you know, good case study. You mentioned it. We did a promo video for a barbershop, and we haven't even released it yet. We just dropped by and showed him a quick 15, 20-second video that we made of him. And I have not heard this guy say more than 5 words in a year of this guy cutting my hair. He barely speaks any English. He's an older guy. I mean, the guy, as soon as we showed him that video, he looked like he was about to cry, like tears of joy. He was jumping up and down, hugging us, just extremely happy. I mean, and it actually warmed me a little bit. I was like, man, that's more that he's talked to me more in the past like 30 seconds than he has in a year.
That's what it is. That's the good. It's changing people's lives and making people feel better. Like, content is so strong. Like, how many times have you watched a video and it like hits you and you're like, whoa. Like, if you make a good video, target it correctly, and it tells a good story and it hits like, you can change somebody's life with a video. Both of our lives were probably changed by multiple videos over the course of our lifetime. Like, you talk about the Grant Cardone video. Yeah. Like, this stuff is life changing. Now, we're probably not anywhere near as good as we will be in a year from now, 2 years from now, but we're getting better every day. But like, look at in 2-3 years, our videos are going to be so damn good. I'm just speaking this into existence, that we're going to be changing lives every single second of the video based off what we say. It's crazy to think about that.
I mean, look at the quality of our videos that we've been pumping out lately. It's actually like, a lot of people are noticing us, and everywhere I go now, everybody's seen something and says, look, you offered one tip that's changed my life so far. And I'm like, we're just getting started. Like, this has a lot of room to grow.
Well, we're just now rolling into the quality part. Like, you can probably touch on this better than me. You just were like, we're going quantity from the start.
So I love the Alex Hormozy approach. It's, which one do you want, quality or quantity? I am a quantity guy. I want a ton of rentals. I want a ton of diversification. And you've been the quality guy. But what's a better formula? Quality and quantity. Yeah, so I was taking care of, hey, what if we were posting 40, 50 clips a week, and you've been the whole time like, most of those probably aren't the best quality. I was like, all right, we'll worry about that later. Let's get the process of handling 50 clips a week, and then we'll double up on the quality later.
Yeah. Justin just wants to touch 1,000 people. I just want to touch one person and make them cry because the video is so damn good. But now if we can do both, meet in the middle, 500, that'll play.
That works. But that definitely works. So I got to ask this personally, what's the biggest takeaway that you've learned being around? It was kind of overwhelming. Just as a backstory, when I said I was going on this 6-month run, I invited all of my close personal friends to do this with me. I have lost half of the people that I invited. Actually, it's probably more. I started with about 15, 17 people in my close circle at the time, and I told them, look, I'm going to change my life. You guys can follow me. And I was already in a position of power. I told everybody, I'm going to take it to the next level. You guys can watch me, or you guys can walk with me. And many people have dropped out. It's hard. You know, people thought my life was easy until the past couple of months where they're like, dude, this is just, I don't want to do this. Like, this is hard. I've lost, friends over this that have just said, look, hit me up when you're done. This is just way too much.
Yeah. I mean, that's the truth. And the biggest takeaway for me 100% is that, like, flashback to what, 6 to 8 months ago, I called you and I was like, yo, bro, I need some help. Like, I'm lonely as shit. I don't feel like I can connect with anybody. Like, I didn't even know if I could connect with you. I'm like, yeah, this dude's killing it, but like, is he like me, anything like that? And you kind of brought me in and we started this, and we've gotten pretty close over the past, 4 or 5 months. But I've just genuinely, like, all my friends, I've genuinely never met anybody. I wouldn't say they can keep up with me, but it's just on the same wavelength.
Keep up.
That's the biggest takeaway.
Really
it's
word.
like, I thought I was, like, my mom always told me, like, you're sick in the head. You got something wrong. Like, not in a bad way. She was just like, you're different.
Yeah.
And I never, like, took it as a good thing or a bad thing. I knew I was different, but I just had never met anybody that was different like me. And it's like, I don't know, worlds met up and it was like, shit, we can do something with this.
Perfect timing. It was literally perfect timing. So, I mean, what's the biggest takeaway? If you could give one bit of advice, just hanging around all of us from the outside, you were the last person that I kind of like brought into this, as far as inner circle goes. I mean, what's the biggest takeaway that you can think of? Like, if you could offer one little bit of advice hanging around me and my entire team of people.
Yeah. I would just say, if you get your foot in the door, over deliver. Like, you allowed me to put my foot in the door and I was like, fuck it, I'm going.
That's good.
Like, I don't care what I gotta do with my health. Like, dude, I've probably lost 25 pounds in the past 4 months just because it's like, fuck it. That's not my number one priority. My number one priority is to move forward in life. Fuck health for a little bit. Like, health can come in a minute. I'm still a halfway healthy dude, but like, I got my foot in the door. I'm gonna run with this shit.
Yeah.
So genuinely, to anybody watching this, if you get your foot in the door somewhere where you probably will never get another chance, if that foot is in the door, stick that other one in there and run through that fucking door fast as you can.
I like the over delivery part, because
100%.
I've just tried to always lead with value myself. Like, you can see, like, every time we go to any sort of presentation meeting, I'm telling the guy, look, here's 30 free clips for you. This has cost me X amount of dollars. It's here for you for free. We can get you back on the podcast. Hey, I got a guy that I can connect you with. And at that point, they're just looking at me like, what do I got to give back? Like, I'm just like, no, this is good. We're good. I'm leading with value first.
100%. It's just like, not sure which one of the guests came on and said this, but like, dude, you only just give away free stuff. Like, over deliver 10 times out of 10, and then you're going to get paid back in return more than you could have ever asked for, which is a pretty deep life lesson. Like, if you do over deliver in whatever realm you're in, you're probably going to get paid back 10 times over.
I can attest to that 100%. So where do you see us now that you've seen the past, 4 or something months? Where do you see us in about 4 more months? At the rate we're going, we're doubling up almost every week.
Yeah, I don't think up.
A lot of people don't realize that we are doubling our quality and quantity and production almost every week.
Well, I mean, we're doubling all of that, and we're also building a team around us. Like, we got Mason on board. We're about to bring a couple more people on board, close people to you. I don't know if we want to put that out there yet, but we're just building a solid team who's going to help us run. Because at the end of the day, what we're doing, like me and you right now, is not sustainable over time. Yeah. It's just not. And you've built this life that is just an absolutely magnificent life for your age, and you need to be able to live that. Like, you really shouldn't be, not to say that you shouldn't, because you're still young, you can still grind, but you built a life where you can go do whatever you want. You don't need to do this. No. So it would be nice for you to probably enjoy your life. Like, I can do this because I'm in the grind mode still. I got to make some money and settle up. But in the next 4 to 6 months, I feel like we're going to, I guess, maneuver our way or position ourselves correctly to where it's a little more hands-off and more just creative, because it would be nice for us to just sit down in here and film.
Yeah.
And everything else just runs itself.
So I'll touch on the backstory of why I really took that 6-month run. Over the past, say, 2 years, I've really experienced financial freedom, real financial freedom, where me and my friend David, we traveled for like 3 months and we just did whatever we wanted. We went snowboarding like 2 or 3 times, Miami multiple times, went down to Mexico, Cancun. I mean, we were just, it was 3 months and I was home 7 days out of 3 months. And I'm not going to lie, it was nice, but I only had a couple of people that I could really live with that were my age. Like, it wasn't lonely, but it was lonely. So 4 months ago, I basically just said, look, I'm going to go on another 6-month run because I'm where I need to be. But I think that if I just leveled up a little bit, I can pull everyone else with me and my cup can overflow and run into everybody else's cup. I'm not handing anything to them. I'm building an environment that they can grow with me. They can contribute value back. And my 6-month run goal was, at the end of this, I want all my friends making $10K a month to be able to live the life that's comparable to what I think is going to be financial freedom. Yeah.
And I mean, that's a huge goal in 6 months for people to start making $10K, but I think you have position a lot of people to start on that journey and maybe within the next year push to those numbers, which is absolutely crazy. Like you're sitting here just justifying it, but that's actually crazy to think about. If you take a step back and look at what's went on for the like people on, I wouldn't say the outer band, but the outer band of this podcast, just the group in general, it's pretty crazy the impact that it's made. Like look at the other co-hosts that use this room. If we weren't doing this, they would not be on episode 19, 20, whatever they're on. No, like they're absolutely killing it.
But that just crank it up.
Yeah, that pays homage to just I don't know, looking to your right and you see the people beside you still running, so you run too.
Yeah, I mean, having a strong team has always been just a dream of mine. I've been a solopreneur for a decade now, up until the past 4 or 5 months. And
you just hired your first employee, didn't you?
I hired my first employee 4 months ago, and now I got like 8 of them.
It's crazy.
Which is a little overwhelming, but I regret not doing this earlier because I only have about, I say I probably put on average when I'm in grind mode 80 hours a week, just on average. And those aren't like 80, like just on the clock hours. That is 80 hours of me pushing, grinding, moving forward, making calculated moves. Now with a team of 6, 7, 8 people, I'm putting in 400 hours collectively. Plus,
yeah, so
I can make a lot of moves with this.
Heck yeah, you just said calculated moves. I need you to touch on this for the people behind the camera, the people on the other side of the screen, because yeah, there's a lot of selfless reasons for why I know you started this podcast. I started this podcast as well. But talk about some of the calculated genius moves you made and why you started this. Like, what are the other reasons for maybe the person that may be sitting in that chair next podcast?
Okay, so I always think 3 moves ahead. I've been playing chess my whole life. Everything I do is for a reason. Nobody gets better results from this than me. Because for the past decade, how I've built my wealth has been taking out a millionaire, somebody who's more successful, to lunch and just picking their brain for about 30, 40 minutes, 20 minutes. It's really hard to do that when you don't lead with value, okay? I might have had a 1 in 4, 1 in 5 success ratio on inviting multiple people. Now I get a 100% success ratio. If I invite somebody to come on the podcast, I haven't been told no yet. And then I also over deliver. So about 5 months ago, before we had this podcast conversation, I sat and I thought, what value do I really provide to somebody who's worth $10+ million? Besides the fact that I bought a couple of pieces of real estate. I couldn't think of an answer besides, yeah, I'll be your bro. Like, we'll watch some UFC fights. I don't offer any actual tangible value to anybody worth over $10 million. I then said, how do I fix that? Okay, let's get them on the internet. That's a skill that most people that are worth over $10 million that are older, they need help with that. Makes logical sense. And then I said, all right, well, what if we put a little bit of modern touch on it, throw it into short form content? Now we're adding a little bit more value. And then further down the path, I said, okay, what happens now if I create this super network with every person that we've interviewed, and now I connect them all together, and this is just the past 10 years of my life meeting people. Now I'm just connecting all of them. So I might not give them any inherent value at arm's distance, but now I've connected them with 10+ other people that are just like them. And I'm the glue that's holding them all together. Well, we are the glue now, but 5 months ago, 4 months ago, that was my mindset behind it, was how do I create a long-term plan to become the glue to multiple wealthy people and offer value back? Some of the connections I've made, those might create 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, $50 million deals later down the road.
Oh, God, yeah. It's absolutely genius. Like, you guys don't see, we turn the cameras off, but the conversations that are had when the cameras are off, dude, like, think about Kevin and Brent. You just connected those two. Imagine the business they're going to do.
Yeah.
And why did they get connected? Because of you.
I mean, think of it this way. Let's use Paul as a case study. I mean, wonderful guy, nice guy. Did you think you were going to be in the room with somebody who owns 700 RV pads for an hour plus, 2 hours plus, multiple times, and he's just giving you free life advice? His time is so valuable. Very valuable.
God, yeah.
But we paid it back. We gave him, 40-something, 50-something plus clips, 50+ thousand views. Like, he benefits, I benefit. Everybody wins. There's a scenario where you win, I win, we win.
It's a simple equation that probably not many people take into account. Like, most people are like, yo, let's just start a podcast. But like, think a little bit deeper. Okay, what's the why here? You can have there's like 5 different whys to why this thing is still running and churning as fast as it is.
We have a lot of support. There has not been one bit of negative feedback yet from anybody close to us. Like anybody around town. Now, obviously, we're gonna have some weird YouTube comments.
Well, the funny part is like when we first started and started cranking it out, people in my network at least are the people that knew me shit on it. And then 2 weeks later, when they saw 150 videos get pumped out, they're like, "Holy fuck, this is for real." Mm-hmm. And I think that's why there's not as much negative, because everybody can sit in their garage, start a podcast with one of their buddies and just pump out a couple of videos every now and then. But when they see you take it serious, they're like, okay, let me take a step back, and this might actually be some good shit. I think almost like we validated ourselves in a sense. Like, I don't like talking good about, I always feel weird like talking good about something that I did or we did. I don't like bragging on ourselves, but like we did validate ourselves statistically.
No, statistically, we are pumping out wonderful numbers. Like it's so hard to argue against numbers.
Yeah.
I mean, we are growing faster than almost, we're growing very fast as far as numbers and percentages goes. I mean, other channels are getting thousands and thousands of subscribers a week, but we've got a small channel and we're doubling up almost every 4 or 5 days. Every 10 days, we're doubling up on subscribers. Our views have been going just straight up. I mean, we haven't been going sideways and we haven't been going down. So as long as we just don't change anything, it's going to be very hard not to be successful.
100%. And I think with the addition of you understanding that we need to implement lifestyle clips and like vlogs and stuff to be more personable with our audience and actually draw them into the back end stuff, it's going to ice the cake.
We're going to get better. Just have patience with us. I mean, hopefully we've impressed you this far, but we've got a long road ahead of us.
Long road, but hopefully we put the pieces in the right spots on the chessboard to where we don't have to work as hard as we have for this 6-month run.
It's that initial start. It's that initial just getting that momentum. But once the ball starts rolling, it becomes just a monster.
I mean, you are right. Like I genuinely, like at the beginning, I felt it. I felt the push, but like now it's like we're just floating.
Yeah.
Still working.
Luckily, this is not the first time in my life I've done something like this. So it was just a normal routine for me. This is just the first time I've tried to do it with other people. So it was a lot harder. It was discouraging at times, but I just knew, I was like, look, no matter what happens, I'm going to be here in 6 months and I'm going to give it 100%. No matter what happens, I know that the 6 months that I dedicate towards me and my friend's future, it's impossible for me to fail.
Yeah.
If I give it 100%, it's impossible to fail.
100%. That's good stuff right there. Let me ask you, what is the number one thing you've learned? What's your number one takeaway from this whole 5-month run so far?
I've learned that I can depend on other people. There's been a lot of people that I thought were going to stop, quit, give up. There's a lot of people that I was doubtful that they would still be here, but they've exceeded my expectations.
Yeah, you've been a solo dog the whole time, your whole life, haven't you?
Yeah. And I mean, a lot of people in the group don't, up until recently, about the past probably month, a lot of people in the group didn't realize what I was doing on the back end to fluff everybody up and push everybody up. I don't think everybody comprehended that I pretty much took 10 years of my life, 10 years of my work, dumped all of my resources on top of my own personal life. I had my own stuff going on, overextended, over-leveraged myself to devote that back into my team. I mean, full transparency here, to keep this full operation going, it's been costing me $6,000 to $10,000 a month to keep everyone on the team moving forward. And I didn't release those numbers until about a month ago.
Yeah, but I was the only one that knew it. I mean, I've been working hand over fist to try and be like, yo, we got to get this dude stop paying out of pocket because like I'm in this with him. I don't want him to be doing that. But yeah, you did just release that. And I think a lot of people were like, whoa, that's happening? Yeah,
but I didn't want to release that information at the very beginning because I was like, okay, I need them to see the vision. I need them to believe in it. I need them to believe in me, in you, and where we're going. And I don't want them to be monetarily based. I need them to believe that we are making a positive impact. When you take money out of the equation, it's limitless. But about a month ago, I told everyone, I was like, look, we got to really crank these numbers up. We're about a month away from being done with this 6-month run. Full transparency, you guys are moving great. You're moving fast, but I think you guys can move a little bit faster. I really believe in you. And then I dumped all the numbers. I was like, this is how much money I've been spending every month. There's been times where I've been financially pressed and strained, didn't know how I was going to pay my contractor the next week, but I made it happen. That's why I told everybody, look, I'm doing it. There's no excuse. There's been weeks where I didn't know how I was going to pay my bills. There's been times where I didn't know how I was going to, survive off 2, 3, 4 hours of sleep. There was times where I felt like just giving up. There was times where I was just like, I can just quit this right now, stop spending this money, and go down to Cancun, go down to Costa Rica, chill on a beach with my laptop, with my phone, and sip pina coladas out of a coconut for the rest of my life. And I don't have to see anybody else. But that would get very lonely. The ideal scenario is in a couple months from now, me and our team is down in Costa Rica sipping pina coladas out of a coconut together.
Heck yeah.
You know, if you want to go far, go together. If you want to go fast, go alone.
That's deep stuff. I think hopefully the team watches this episode. They probably need to hear what you just said. But I mean, that's real and that's transparent. That's what we do on this channel. So for anybody watching, that is great advice. Like you said that you hid the monetary thing because money throws a curveball in there and you need them to see the vision without the money involved. And that's just deep. I'm kind of processing that at the moment because we talk about 99% of stuff, but there's some things we don't always talk about.
Yeah, no. And there's still back-end stuff that I'm still not releasing until we're all done. Like there's a lot of stuff I've been doing to help everybody from the back end that they still don't even know about it. But I need them to not be dependent on me. The whole goal from this was to get everybody to 10K a month. That way, if something happens to me, the ship doesn't just sink. Like right now, I'm in a position right now where if I got into a car crash, something happened to me, everybody else on the team is going to get hurt.
100%.
This is not sustainable.
But the thing is, it's almost done with a 6-month run and we're about to start walking without you. Yeah. Not without your financial.
Without, like, I've got everyone to the walking stage of life. A lot of people don't realize this. They think that they can just start a business and then in 6 months they're riding around a Lamborghini.
No, it takes like 3-4 years to get out of that
just
initial
to break
loan.
even.
Yeah, initial loan.
I mean, look at it this way. If you pop out a kid, are you going to let them drive after like 6 months? No, it's impossible. They can't even walk. Like they can't even feed themselves. After like 2 or 3 years, they can finally start to hobble around. That's your business. It takes most people 10 plus years to be able to put their business on autopilot.
We're actually about to start profiting. Like probably the first month we start walking, we'll be in profit.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Yeah. Man, like I said last month, I was like, I need you guys to have a $10,000 a month agency just to get y'all off the ground and running before we can even really start sprinting moving forward. And we've like pretty much just snapped our fingers and almost accumulated that within the
I'm
first
sure
month.
We'll be at probably 25K by the end of the year for sure. But I mean, that's another part as well. Like how many hours a week you think we put into this? Just like one person?
Like a lot.
I would say probably 60 to 80 on any given week.
60 to 80. Me and you, probably 80. The people on the lower band, probably 60, 50 minimum. But here's the crazy part is this is a side hustle for them.
Yeah. Well, it's a main hustle for me. I haven't got a cent.
Yeah.
It's been 6 months. I have not made a cent.
No, we got our first agency deal last week.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's going to go right back out. We got to buy some stuff.
Up until last week. But I mean, you also believe in long-term vision. When I got into real estate when I was 18, I didn't make a dime for 6 months. And then I finally broke even. And I was just steady making cold calls every day with $1,000 to $3,000 a month at 18 going straight out the door back into my business, not knowing if I was going to get that money back. All of my life savings was just getting depleted.
Yeah.
Just straight depleted. So it's good that you're going through this. But my also thing was I was going to be a little bit harder on you than everybody else because I know you're going to go further. Everybody else on the team, it's almost like life's on easy mode for them if they really, really broke it down. All they have to do is just literally show up. Show up and be consistent, and they've got a better path laid out for them.
Yeah, I think they get the vision and see that now, and it's
they're cranking it up now. You see, the hustle muscles coming out now.
Think about Mason, for example. Like he just got here 1 month ago.
And look at him, bright-eyed and just running 100 miles an hour now.
But that's the difference in like an actual employee, because like take the other employee for example, and then Mason, somebody who actually sees the vision and bought in. That just what do you call that work they put out? It's just astronomical difference.
Yeah, they embodied their work, and I mean, everybody else on the team's doing that now. I mean. Look at Jesse. Look at Emma. I mean, becoming an entrepreneur is hard. Becoming a business owner is hard. Now almost everybody in the group is, a independent contractor or they own their own business now. I mean, it's scary. Getting out of the rat race is scary. Yeah. But luckily, I mean, we're doing that in our younger years rather than our older years.
100%. It's only the beginning too. Like we're just about to, the agency just sparked up, but we're just about to roll out the good stuff. It's the underlying program within MITM.
The agency doesn't even like
scratch the surface.
Doesn't even wow me. That's just, if we built our agency up to $25K a month, that would honestly the quality of my life, everybody else's life, that doesn't impact me at all. It's what we're building on the back end to touch millions of people is what I'm really excited about.
I'm hyped for it because it's going to be some fun stuff. It's going to actually be like intricately building and tweaking a business day after day.
Yeah. And not even that, man, we got so many moving parts, just the podcast alone. I mean, we've pushed numbers. Wait until we really start catching traction. I mean, we're getting 100, 500 views for our long videos right now, and we're getting probably about 500 to 1 million a month in the short form videos. That number is just going to keep going up.
Well, we haven't even tapped into like the actual, I wouldn't say clout network, but people who have a little more of a following. Yeah. Like once we start reaching out, maybe traveling a little bit to get some bigger guests on, it's just,
we've done this from our own. We've got our own backyard. We've done the best we can to highlight the talent of the town.
Dude, you know what? Sometimes the best way to get things you want is to ask. Why don't we ask them? Anybody watching this, I'm just going to ask you personally. If you know anybody who would do great on the podcast, they're already a millionaire or damn near becoming a millionaire, hit us up, DM me or Justin.
Drop the name in the comments. Call them out.
Yeah, call them out. And if you have a connection to them, reach out, set them up. We would love to do it. We'll kick you back whatever we need to get them on, because if anything can help this podcast grow, please help us out. You're already watching. You're already subscribed. We appreciate that. Help us out a little bit more and swing a guest on. We'll ask them all the questions you want to hear. But yeah, I'm just asking you guys for some help on getting guests.
So we're about to make a little bit of a shift to our content, and we're going to highlight a little bit more lifestyle with vlog and just what we do every day. Yeah. And you guys are going to really like this. And we'll probably do another episode like this probably once a quarter, with just a touch base.
Yeah, I think that'd be some good stuff. And maybe have like the editor on or like somebody on the team on and have them pick their brain apart. I think that'll be good.
Honestly, the next episode you guys see from this, I'm going to bring the whole team that survived. Probably April 1st, I think, right before my birthday party. I'll have everybody up here probably about like 12 o'clock in the afternoon. We'll have a whole round table with the whole team that has lasted. The people that have lasted.
Made it through the gauntlet.
Made it through. And I salute them, because I live a very, very crazy life. And the fact that they're still here and alive and they haven't had a heart attack yet is absolutely amazing.
Heck yeah. Well, before we round this out, I want to hear your predictions. Let's say end of year, end of 2023. What's your predictions?
For numbers or monetarily?
Just run down the table so we can look back at this and see if we beat it or didn't beat it.
I think at the very end of the year, you're talking New Year's night. I think New Year's night will probably either be, if I have my little crystal ball, it's either going to be like Vegas or Miami. Because I swore to, like last year, I was like, we're not doing New Year's in Orange Beach again. We're going to be in Vegas or Miami or Vegas or somewhere. I see us all first wondering how the hell an entire year went by that fast, because life's been moving way too fast lately. I think we're all going to come together and just be so thankful that we all took the risk, and in 1 year set everyone up for life. All it takes is 6 months. Just 1 6-month run can change your life. Now, after a year, everybody's going to really feel the magic. Everybody in the group's used to going 75, 100 miles an hour now. So when we tone it back a little bit, man, their lives are going to be so comfortable. That's what I'm really looking for. I can't wait for the day where I say, hey guys, let's go on this trip, and everyone else is just like, I got it. I'll catch the bill. I'll catch the dinner bill this time.
Yeah.
That's when I'm really going to be like, okay.
This worked.
Heck yeah. I can't wait to have that this worked moment. And it's not going to be the YouTube number. It's not going to be the agency number. It's not going to be the our MITM Academy number. It's going to be when everybody in my circle is able to say, screw a 9-to-5, and we're in Cancun or somewhere else. We had a moment at EDC where the whole team kind of came together, and we're going to have something like that on New Year's. I foresee it if they can stick around until then, which they don't have a choice to now. They're stuck. But I see us all coming together on New Year's and just being awestruck at the past year, because once summer comes around, I've got a lot of stuff that I've been planning for us, and you guys are actually going to get to live y'all's life. Y'all gave me 6 months of just pure hell and grind. I'm going to give you back 6 months of just the lifestyle of y'all's dreams after this.
Dude, you know what? I think you mentioned the word dreams. I think often we're chasing the dream, but we don't know that we're already living it. Like, genuinely, I'm living the fucking dream.
Dude, people think we're weird. People think we are just this off the wall like
Well, I mean,
group.
we are some weird motherfuckers.
Dude, no, imagine looking from the outside in, and like imagine from every age range. Like the younger people want to be us, the older people are like, what the hell are these people doing?
Bro, you smoked a cigar on a wakeboard. It's kind of weird.
Oh man, I've got videos of me raging down in Cancun. I've got videos of me just working at 3 o'clock in the morning. I live a very weird life.
But genuinely think about it. Like, I'm sitting here like, dude, I got to make $100K a month. I got to make $1 million a year. But like, I'm already living the fucking dream right now. I just traveled to London with my boys, did whatever the hell I want. I get to wake up, go work on a podcast, go film with multimillionaires, hang out with you, go to the gym, go do whatever. We both are already living the dream. We're always chasing more. We're always chasing more and more and more, but we don't know that we're already fucking in it. We're living the dream right now. You know you're living the dream.
It doesn't hit me, and it's been hitting me lately. It's been really hitting me, but I mean, there's a while where I was just being really hard on myself, and one of my close friends was like, they had to almost just smack me in the face and be like, dude, you don't even realize what you're doing right now. Like, people work 40 plus years, 50 plus years, 60 plus years to get a quarter of where you are right now at 27 years old.
Yeah. And I think people on the outside help see that. Like Mason, when he came in, he's been really, really good at like, dude, take a step back right now and look what's going on. And we'll like look back, like remove ourselves, like pull our brain out of our head and look around and be like, holy crap, we're doing this. This is awesome. Yeah. But in the moment, you're just like, oh, more. It's a weird dilemma that I think a lot of people go through. But like, ground yourself, dude. You're
hard.
living it.
It's hard. But I mean, I struggled with self-confidence issues growing up. So I always thought I wasn't doing good enough. So I could 10x my numbers right now, and I'll still probably feel like I'm not doing good enough.
Yeah, that's a big blessing and a big curse.
It is. I mean, a lot of people. There's a lot of like the bad talk that comes about is like, oh, he's so like he's just always bragging, or he thinks very highly of himself. He's like cocky, I guess that's the word for it. But what they don't realize is everybody in my close circle is like, the dude thinks he's not shit. Like the dude's like, he thinks he's not good enough. He's always striving to become better. I'm trying to like, I don't know where the peak of my mountain's going to be. Like, I don't know when I'm going to have that I made it moment.
Yeah, that's a weird dilemma because you don't really know unless you're around the person. Like in general, like I can attest to this. Like you are one of the most giving people I've ever met. Like I've often at times I'm like, bro, stop giving so much. You're hurting yourself.
Yeah, but I mean, that's good. Here's the difference. Like I would be 100% cool with if you took away everything that I own right now, like I'm still going to live the exact same quality of life. I mean, I'm still going to grind. I'm still going to be happy as long as I've got the people around me. So, I mean, the biggest flex I have right now is a team full of strong people. Like it's not the house, it's not the car, it's not, the businesses. It's the team that I have built around me is my biggest flex in life.
Yeah. When did you come to that realization? Because like I'm at a point right now, dude. Like I went home 2 nights ago. I went home to Abigail, my girlfriend, and like I walk in the door. I'm like, dude, I have a beautiful ass girlfriend sitting here just begging for my time.
Yeah.
And like I'm so focused on something else. Like I really need to be focused on this a lot more and involved. Like when did you come to the realization? Like, yeah, it's grind mode. I need to get up off my ass and do more out of life. But like, dude, I also need to respect and utilize my time and intentionally to make sure that the people around me don't leave. Because like, dude, this run has killed her.
Yeah.
Because dude, I'm going to town on this and grinding on this. And like, I come home and she's asleep. I don't even talk to her.
Dude, that's an issue. But I mean, at the same time, that's what you're supposed to do as a man.
Yeah, I mean, I had to sit her down and let her know. Thank God. I think you told me, you're like, dude, this is going to like mess it up a little bit. So I had to sit her down and let her know that, hey, this is what's happening. We're going on this. Like, just stick with me.
The good part is like, I've always tried to include her. Like,
yeah,
I'm just like, look, if you've got like your relationship comes first, like, if it's you and your family or you and your girl, you got to pick your girl. Like nobody else is going to be down for you like your girl. But at the same time, your girl's got to realize that you're the breadwinner. You're the man who takes care of everything. So if you weren't doing this, it hurts her at the same time. So as long as like you give her that realization and she honestly understands that and she supports you, it shouldn't be that big of an issue. But also, you know, my biggest advice for you earlier was get her more involved, which you kind of have been lately.
Yeah, it's a work in progress. It's just like, I was bringing that up because that's something that I guess see in you is you're like, you're going to either sleep or you're going to either make sure somebody's okay. And you would fucking give up sleep to do that. And I'm an asshole. I'm like, dude, I'm going to take care of myself.
Yeah. No, there's been no financial reason for me to be doing all of this with all of you guys. I would arguably be further in life right now if I would have just said, screw everybody else. I'm just going to go on a 6-month real estate run. I probably could have tripled my portfolio in 6 months, doubled my portfolio, knowing with what I know now. But that was not the goal. Like, if I made an extra $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 a year, it would not change the quality of my life. Everybody else that's making less than $50K a year right now directly hurts me. It actually makes me sad. I'm like, I have an opportunity for everybody else to be lifted. And it's not me giving them money. It's like, I know information and I've lived a life that can help them. So it's almost selfish of me not to be helping everybody. So it's a weird dynamic, but you know, you're right. Relationships come first. I mean, your girl definitely deserves more attention, but at the same time now, with what you've built, you can give her all the attention for the rest of her life. So you can either say, hey, look, babe, you can either work a 9 to 5 for the rest of your life, or for the next 6 months, I'm just going to grind. And then after that, you might be chilling on a beach somewhere.
Yeah, it's 100% going to pay off in the long run. And she sees that.
It's hard.
It's just tough stuff.
Dude, that's
tough
why
stuff in all realms. Like that health-wise, like you said the same thing. You're about to go on a bulk because you just slacked off because you're doing other stuff. You had other priorities.
And we're working out 4 days a week. It's mandatory. I make all my employees and everybody around me work out 4 times a week. Like if you're with me, you're in the gym 4 times a week. You're doing now yoga. There's a mandatory yoga thing for everybody around us so we don't disappoint Bob.
Absolute Bob.
I mean, we are very active people, and you see just the mental strain that working 80 something hours a week. Like it sucks. Like not everybody should do this.
You shouldn't do this. And if you need help, you should hit up the MITM agency. You can just DM me or Justin. We'll get you connected to the right people.
100%.
But quick plug. Sorry.
No, 100%. No, you're absolutely right. But you've gotten to see firsthand what it takes to become successful. Like it sucks. It absolutely sucks. There's nothing pretty about it. It's going to be hard work.
Yeah.
Like you might get lucky. Cool. You might get lucky. I haven't had that many lucky moments in my life.
All right, so let me ask you this, because we touched on this. There was a previous clip that I was watching before we walked up here. And I think we were sitting down with Brent and Kevin. We were talking on like stress levels and like moving forward in life. And I said to you, I was like, dude, we just got out of this hole and you want us to jump in another one.
Yeah.
How many more holes are we going to jump into?
What
is your vision for that?
We got one big ass hole that we are going to be jumping into for the next 23 days. Like when I tell you I've got 23 days, 20 days now, damn. 20 days until April 1st or April 3rd, technically. Yeah, April 3rd is my birthday. Y'all have 23, 22, 20 days of my time left where you guys get 100-mile-an-hour Justin. During the summertime, you will not get 100-mile-an-hour Justin. You're going to get like a 60-mile-an-hour, 70, which is still faster than most people.
Maybe like 10%, 10 miles per hour after April 2nd, I guess.
Yeah, April 2nd to April 3rd, I'm going to be not a person. But you guys, in order for you guys to keep getting me at the level and the performance, I've got about 20 more days left of steam. And that's like me being realistic.
That's probably a good thing, dude, because I would just keep going and murder myself. So like it's good that you slow down. I'm like, yeah, I can chill out a little bit.
It's not even a slow down thing. We just need to have our resources work for us.
Yeah, it's more like positioning.
We cannot keep grinding the way that we have and scrambling around. It is our turn after 6 months to have a team of people scrambling under us and figuring it out. And that's something that I've been trying to instill into you. You can keep grinding like this for 5 more years like I did. You probably don't do it. Like, biggest advice I can give you, don't do it.
Well, dude, that's one thing that
you will lose your relationship. You will lose your friends. You will lose your health. You will lose your sanity. From 18 to 23 for me, my life I was living a life that most people dream of, but I just almost lost my sanity one too many times just working.
And to anybody watching this, this pays homage to like having a mentor, because like genuinely being around you, I've learned a shit ton. I can't even spit it all out on this podcast, but like one thing I have learned is, like you just said, you just started taking on, you're learning from your mistakes. You were a solopreneur your entire life, and now you're taking on, or you're adding employees and people to delegate jobs to.
Yeah.
That's one thing. Dude, I would have probably went till I was 30 years old and be like, damn, now I can start delegating stuff. And wasted 8 years of my life just grinding and probably murdering myself and my health and all of that. But because I was around a mentor and somebody that can help me and I can learn from their mistakes, I know now at 22 years old that I can delegate this, take a little hit, but it's going to pay me back longer in the long term. It's going to pay me back in time, which time is priceless.
Shit, the greatest part is you ain't even got to take a hit delegating everything now. You have multiple VAs, employees under you now. Shit, you're pretty much CEO.
But I would have never, if I wasn't around a mentor or somebody that could have helped me and learned from your mistakes. Yeah. Like somebody probably taught that to you at some point.
Yeah, it took up until about this year, and several people tried to get me to hire people over the course of the years. I was like, no, I need to, save that extra 20K a year, 30K a year. No, I need to, put it all into myself. And just the biggest mistake, I should have hired an assistant at the age of 21, 22, 23. That was one of my biggest mistakes. Hired a couple of VAs, hire a transaction coordinator for real estate. I mean, that's like I said, we got one more hole, and then the holes that we have after this are going to be a little bit different. Right now, we're the ones digging the holes. We are grinding in a way that it just has to be done.
Yeah, next we just buy the shovels and hand them to other people.
Now somebody else can be digging the holes, and we're going to be pay. Here's the beautiful part about what I'm envisioning. We've been digging the holes, and we've been trying to figure out how to get out of the holes that we've dug to jump into a bigger hole. Next, we're going to give people shovels, and then we're going to give people the opportunity to figure out how to get out of that hole while we just sit back and run quality control. While we probably go dig other holes ourselves. Like, I say that, flash forward to 2 or 3 months, and you guys are going to see how much of a hypocrite I am. You're going to be on the other end of the table, be like, he never stopped. Nothing ever slowed down.
Yeah, he's going to be like, dude, we're going on the boat every single day, and it's like 2 boat days all summer long.
No, we're definitely going on the boat, but you're going to be like, okay, how are you still working like this while on a boat?
Well, dude, if you do really, really actually think about it, like, I know we're trying to close this out, but if you genuinely think about it, like, going on the boat is now positioned into work.
Yeah. I've got a life now that's set up to where everything that we do is monetizable, which is crazy. Because I'm tired of paying for my own boat.
You going to the sandwich shop to get a sandwich and eating the sandwich, that's a clip. That's monetizable. That's now work. It's crazy.
It's just getting up to that point was a crap ton of actual work.
Yeah, and that's something that's not highlighted enough, and we're going to start highlighting it here soon. So if you do want to check that stuff out, you should subscribe, because we're going to be dropping a lot of vlogs and back-end stuff. And we should probably do this a lot more.
Once a quarter minimum. Yeah. Just an entire update.
What I think would be cool? If we like bring somebody from the team on and just like talk to them on camera and just really see how they feel. Because we do talk a lot about like, hey, what's going on? You doing all right? Are you handling the workload? But we should just get their take, because a lot of times people see a lot of stuff that we don't see.
Oh, poor Emma. We gotta Emma's the first one. She's been the trooper that's stuck by it, her and Jesse, but mostly Emma. Emma's been doing the best out of everyone.
I think that'd be good if we did like just a bi-weekly thing where we had somebody come on and just they can give a little update on what's going on with them and then tell us what the fuck we suck at.
Oh, I like this. Hey, thanks for sticking around if you've made it this far, and like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah, hopefully you got something out of this. I don't even remember what we talked about. I don't remember anything new. What is it, Friday again?
It's Friday.
It's
Friday at like 10 o'clock at night.
Heck yeah.
And we still got like 2 more videos to make. And I've got people that I've been ignoring. Okay, well, it's Friday night. It's 10 o'clock, 10:30. We're still grinding. We're doing this for you guys. Take notes. I'm telling you guys, hey, open invite. Rip us off. Copy what we are doing. Everything that we are doing right now, you can do yourself. You can 100% grab 5 other friends and say, look, we're going on a 6-month run. No alcohol. We're working out 4 times a week. We're going to post 1 video a day on social media. We're going to upload 1 video a week to YouTube. It's not rocket science. Yeah. If you have an iPhone, you have no excuse.
The world is in your hands. Consistency is all it takes.
I'm telling you, the first step you should do, grab 5 friends. Say you're going on a 6-month run. Go to mitm.co. Check out the academy and watch what happens to your life.
He's telling the truth, y'all. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll catch y'all on the next one.